Hey, what's going on, Cal? Hey, Irina, how you doing? How you doing? Just straightening up the shop a little bit this morning, and then I'm gonna get into some sharpening. What you got going on today, Cal? You in the lab today? See if I can get this monitor on so I don't have to come squint at my phone like the old man that I am. Oh, there it is. I got a bunch of stuff to send out this week. A bunch of stuff to send out this week. I'm probably gonna I'm probably gonna have to sell some of this other stuff to ship this stuff out. I'm fine, thank you. Hello, Calvin. I'm up north in VA. I think I'm gonna use a power washer to freshen this hide live, but I get it running first. Oh, okay. You definitely have a different weather than us. It's cold and rainy out today, like crazy. We got thunderstorm warnings and everything. I'll show you real quick what we're doing in Georgia. Silence me. Calvin's a very smart guy. We got misery. Ugly. It's like West Desert ugly outside. It's a bit cold here, but clear. Oh, yeah. No, Irina, but I know hello and cheers and stuff like that. I don't know anything Russian except Irina. But I'm going to try to sharpen everything in the shop today. Most everything in the shop today. One, because I'm sending out a couple of knives this week, and I want to make sure they're good and sharp. And then I want to carve something today. I don't know what yet, though. So I want to make sure all my knives and chisels are good and sharp. Making these oak handles over the last couple of days. The carving, like these are hard on blades. Hard on blades. I'm even going to sharpen this today. I use this to get most of that down. Shout outs to Lions for showing me techniques for that. Um, and it worked out wonderfully for me. But this is going out to somebody I have not chosen. I think I've chosen who I want this to go to. I think I have. But I got to see about getting it out there. And what it's going to cost me, because this may be an overseas journey. Hey, Jennifer, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome. We are in here getting ourselves tidied up a little bit, figured out a little bit on how and what we're going to build next. But we are going to be doing a lot of sharpening this morning, so that's definitely going to be happening. Mainly off grid. Hey, 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 good morning to you, sir. Good morning to you. I love it when these people who I know from other channels end up on mine. Y'all remember that maple board that I tried to stain with the purple primer? I want to show you something interesting that happened as a result of that. That I thought was interesting anyway. And I may use the technique again for that reason. Don't forget me, sweet daddy Santa West. That is hilarious. Okay. See these two? If you notice the lines where these connect from one species to another, right? Hey, Pat, how you doing? How you doing? Now, where these connect, it's, it's a nice clean transition. Where these connect, there's that sharp line there that I really like. It happened on both sides. And that is from that maple that just did not want to soak in anything, but it did stain the surface. And when I cut it all down, you can see it didn't soak inside because nothing's purple inside of that maple. But the lines it makes, nice and crispy. Now, I like that too, but isn't it interesting how that happened? So I think I may do that again, just to get a little bit more visual interest. Wes, these look incredible. Thank you so much. I am working on it. I am working on it. I've sent out 5 mallets into the world. 2 of them broke. So I've been refining techniques and reworking, because there's the thing, like I have an idea about what I would use them for and what I use certain tools for, and not thinking about all the things that the tool might be used for. And so I've been working on making them more durable. Like this thing right here. Blonde wood highlights, nice. Blonde wood highlights. No, this is not blonde wood. This is actually poplar on the outside here. But I do like blonde wood highlights. I don't know if you're being serious or not, but I love blonde wood. When I'm building cabinetry, my favorite wood to build the frames out of, the carcasses out of, is blonde wood, because you don't have to do anything to the inside. It's so nice. You can put a finish on it, and that nice reflective look is pretty incredible. But we don't get a lot of blonde wood in Georgia. They do in Florida, but not here in Georgia. But yeah, we're going to sharpen up all these little things like this today. As we go, I'm going to clean this off. I know I don't talk to y'all a lot when I get busy and start working, so I'm trying to now engage a little bit with the chat. So I'm not always just grumpy grandpa working. Oh, so I've been trying to get in the habit of throwing stuff away. It's not working out. It's not working out. I want to keep everything because I use so much stuff. Maybe it's just a poverty mindset. Rich people waste stuff, and they're all right with it. All the stuff on this desk. I paid less than 12 bucks for this. Maybe 6 months ago on Harbor Freight from Harbor Freight. That and hold on. Oh, this Stanley that I probably paid 20 bucks for. Home Depot special. No big deal. But these two saws, absolutely all I really need. I've also got this coping saw. I already had that. That's $9. So the barrier of entry for woodworking is very low financially. Now, as you grow into certain things and want to do different things, you can get into some tools that are slightly pricey and you can't really get a good thing cheap. Like this axe is a kind of a buy once, cry once thing. But that's $100 axe, but I won't need to buy another one of these. If something happens to this handle, it's hickory, so I doubt it. But if it ever does, I can make another handle. I mean, secretly, I kind of want to make another handle anyway. Not because this is uncomfortable, I just like making stuff. But this is a great axe. But this is not the kind of thing you have to have. You can probably make other stuff work. You can definitely make chisels and mallets work and cut all the same stuff. It takes a little bit more time. But, you know, you get basic tools. And that's why I suggest for everybody, get basic tools. And then you work yourself. You work yourself up to the tools that you need. Once you go, oh, I've learned how to do this, it'd be nice if I could do it this way. And then you go, oh, I need another tool. And then that's how you do it. Or you get to the point where if you're selling stuff or your time or whatever, it becomes more valuable, increasingly more important that you be efficient, then you'll buy tools for that purpose too. But for a scenario like mine, generally speaking, I don't necessarily have to be efficient in this shop doing this stuff, but occasionally I'll need to be, so I'll go over to the power tools in my case because I've already got them. But most things here that run on a battery or run on something that's electric, there's a hand tool that'll do it too. There's always a hand tool that'll do it too. Spoke shaves. Both my spoke shaves I got for free. This is crazy, right? On Amazon, there was a deal where if you bought this, you got these. This was $20 for all of it. This little block plane and these two spoke shaves. I use them regularly. I've used them on these mallets as well. Really cheap. Really cheap. You don't have to spend a bunch of money. I made this mallet. This is my favorite mallet. I use it all the time. I use it all the time. It's the most comfortable one I have. And this is just plain regular old pine. And this is a, I think this is it's just a 4x4 of, why is that word slipping my mind? Construction lumber. I should just say that. But it's just a 4x4. This is probably all of 10 cents worth of wood in that mallet. Oh man, I just got a splinter. Hold tight, I'll be back. I guess I can do it here. Okay, Wes, can you show us how to drill a square hole with a brace and bit? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if y'all know Pat, our resident stand-up comic. I don't think Pat has typed anything ever without one of them little laughy faces behind it. Right on, Pat. Good sense of humor is important. I'm gonna have to pop out my contact lens to see this better. I'm extremely nearsighted, so I can see better without it. Yes, I put it in my mouth, so I don't have to change my biology. And yes, now I can see this thing. Can you see that? It's a metal splinter. Right there. That was awful. Metal splinters suck. Whew. I'm glad I got that out. All right. Back to it. Little bitty baby Gerber. Little bitty Kershaw. That's only a $40 knife, and it's never failed me. This is only a $10 knife, and it's been fantastic too. This is a lot more heavy duty, but this one you can wear anything, and you don't notice it's there. Which is nice. Y'all didn't know y'all were getting the tool. Y'all didn't know y'all were getting the tool time show today. But that's what you're getting. At least I don't deal with ocular migraines. Yeah, that sucks. Better put my contact in before I swallow it. I wonder why people say weird stuff like that to me. Like, I don't know. Like with my own mouth. Like, I'm gonna forget. No, I've been wearing contact lenses for 35, 40 years, easy. Don't. What you do is keep it on the tip of your tongue. You can't swallow it. And you can still talk. Kind of one of those Hollywood accents that people who get fake teeth in that they didn't grow up talking through sound like. They put those S's on the end of everything that they say. You see, when you say it like that, it sounds even more Hollywoodish for some reason. Even the president of the United States says that, talks like that. Isn't that weird? But I can't put it back in until my hands are proper clean, because, you know, that'll be a problem. Gotta go away, this is gonna go away. We'll work on some sharpening techniques in a minute. I'm gonna try not to rush myself through the process of that Chevy Chase Fletch impersonation. Fletch was hilarious. Love that show. That movie. Chevy Chase was hilarious back in the day. It was weird to find out that nobody liked him back in Hollywood, and he was a jerk. Or it's been said a bunch that that's the case. As kids, we loved Chevy Chase. I need to find a place for this or create a space for this. I don't think I want to hang it up high anywhere. That could be bad. That'll do for the moment, though. Oh, my wife deals with migraines a lot. Had a drill school home and spent Pat being mean to me. Well, regularly, Pat giving me advice. Rich people waste stuff and money, and that's how I feel myself. Oh, well, that's one way to go about it now. No, that's one way to go about it. I ain't mad either. But it's all the ecosystem. You just got to find a good place in it. You know what I mean? Choosing sides is weird to me. Choosing sides in almost anything is weird to me. Almost anything, I should say. Some things you must. Trash, Wes. This is trash. Throw those bits out. It's fine. Trash. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get this out of the mouth, put it in my eye, and we'll clean up the space. I'll come back with some water because I really won't be drinking this coffee, and I can't with this in my mouth. So, BRB. Gaze upon my giveaway prizes whilst I am gone. All of these things are going to y'all. Hey, Jennifer, I should say, being all familiar and shit. How you doing today? Welcome back, Pat. Welcome back, Pat. Welcome, Pat, back, everyone. So I'm still sort of orchestrating and organizing things. Mostly just so I can hit this vacuum button. Get this stuff off. Hey, what's up, Carnage? How you doing? Fella? Gotta change that filter. When the water gets a little nicer out there. Nothing like a wet vac that lacks suction. Time to brew up some coffee for sure. Not a swipe of dust in the coffee. Good handling. That you know the priorities are. You see where the priorities are. But welcome anybody who is new here. I'm Wes. Wes does it. And here in this shop, we muck around and we make stuff. Don't always know what. We're going to take these sharpening stones to get fresh water. And once again, I'll leave you to gawk at the stuff that I'm giving y'all. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? So I ever had redemption song. Shop destruction complete. Mission accomplished. All right. What are we going to sharpen first? Is there anything that we need this for? I don't think so. We could do some polishing. Hey, we could polish up this blade. I'm sending this knife out to my good buddy Calvin at Dad's workshop because he was the winner of the chisels that broke. The mallets that broke. So I got to redeem myself. I don't want people having bad stuff with my name on it. I got to replace it with better stuff with my name on it. So that's what we're doing. This is going to Dad's workshop. So we're going to give it a little dust off. We're going to give it a little sharpen. We're going to give it a little polish. And then we're going to get it set to go out. That's mostly just dust on there, though. That's still not, it's not bad. We haven't done anything to this blade since we sharpened it, but we might strop it up. We might still strap it up anyway. Miss CJ's knife is good to go. We got it good and sharp just 2 days ago, and we haven't cut a single thing with it since. That should be okay. I'm setting myself up for all this stuff to tumble down on my back later. Peace, how you doing? I'm sorry I don't have a way to pronounce your name because I'm just a dumb American. But welcome. I think everybody understands what that means. Oh, doing this on the actual desktop was a goddamn stroke of genius. And I had done it on a board, and then the shops came in here. I don't remember if it was Heidi or her husband, but one of those shops said, put the epoxy on the tabletop. And I was like, yeah, I did that on a board. And then I was like, but that board is not as dead flat as this is. And now I'm good. So shouts out to them. I think we're going to start with our chisels this morning. And as always, I'm going to start with my 400 grit. And set it right there. Like, yay. Let's see. Now I'm wiping these chisels down because I magnetized most of them. It's fairly easy to demagnetize chisels though, so I don't mind it too much. But you do have to keep a rag handy to be able to clean them back off, or a screwdriver handy just to be able to crack them and demagnetize them again. But it's a small price to pay to be able to have them all sitting right here next to me, which is essentially what I'm after. That fell right on the tip. Crap. Not the chisel, but my little carving knife. But we'll deal with the carving knives after we sharpen up the chisels. Hey, Michelle. Question. Have any of your children taken up woodworking of any sort? I can ask because my 12-year-old grandson has asked his papa for his whole shop. That's awesome. No, no. My daughter has worked with me in my contracting business. Um, she did that shortly after she got out of high school and had not yet decided what her career path was going to be. So, you know, I bring my kids once they are out of high school, they don't go to college. And if they don't go immediately to work, they're coming to work with me, not necessarily in the shop, um, because I wouldn't know how to teach them to make money there. But out there in the world of construction and contracting, absolutely. And my daughter's in college now, but she was able to earn a living as a painter or drywaller if she wanted to, or a tiler if she wanted to, uh, since she was maybe 20 years old. Pat says my boy has taken over the shop. That's what's up. That's nice. Nice to have him in there. Robert G says, I wish my boy would. I kind of wish my sons would too. See, Smallwood Lot, Pat, I'm sorry. That's exactly what I sort of tried to do. Um, I didn't use plexiglass because the problem with plexiglass is that things got a suction on it, so it'll do that. Plexiglass over time will adhere to that bow. It would pull, unless you get something very thick. Also, I want my desktop relatively flat. I want to be able to put stuff on it and not worry about it's all wonky or weird. And I would have to recess down with the router and cut out in exact dimensions and glue it down and do plexiglass. This worked. It's $3. $3 worth of stuff, and it's dead flat. It's super smooth. It's like, wait. Usually I can make it squeak, but not today. So no, that works. I don't have to do anything else. Um, but let's get back to these doggone chisels. Yeah, I really try not to push my things on my children. I make all my things available to them if they want to try and do them, whether it be automotive or whatever. My sons lean towards the automotive. They're 14, 16. And the 18 and 21-year-old girls are very, very much girly girls and have no interest in the shop whatsoever. But, this age, I like to say, that's why I said to put a board that can be removed. No, no, no. Here's what I mean, Pat, is that I did that. Like, this is that. This whole board got the stuff on it, right? And I would clamp it there, and it just kept letting go. It just, because it actually brought, I don't know if you can see this, it brought a bubble of suction up from here. Because this plywood is just not as flat and solid a surface as this butcher block. I hope that makes sense. I don't want to have a battle. Like, there are lots of ways to do it. I'm just telling you how I did it and why. And this is a lot better than clamping and unclamping that board every time I want to get the space back. I did a lot of that for the last week and a half of my life. Let's go into this here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My chisels, I think I'm missing one. Maybe. Maybe missing one. Let's see. Now with my larger chisels, I do need this honing guide, and I really like using it. They definitely keep me more accurate than I can be by hand. And I could probably be more accurate by hand if I did it more by hand, but as I am not yet, my main interest is in doing things well. And I need good sharp chisels, not me experimenting with angles. That's pretty good. That's pretty doggone good. I'm gonna try that. Oh, I didn't have to. Let's see what we got here. Let's do a little bit of dialogue. Do 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 do. My boy's taking over my shop. That's cool. That's why I had I didn't have to push. And it just came naturally, migrated into it. And both my 16-year-old daughters have carving and sketching stuff. That's so awesome. That is so awesome that you, because they've got that in them if they've gravitated towards it, and that's awesome that they have at their disposal your whole access, your whole brain that's been doing this, and a space full of tools. That's crazy good. How fortunate. How fortunate for both of y'all, really. I think you hear that little, that sounds like my bearing might need a little oil. I'll do that if it keeps going, making that sound. See how we're uneven in the wear on that? I'm going to go ahead and push that all the way to the edge. So we're going to sit on this 400 for a little bit. See if we can get that back. Now this is the 400 grit, so it's aggressive as far as whetstones go. You see all this little material is starting to gather here and here. That's also why these whetstones are wet, so that we can wash away that material and not continue to sharpen over top of it. And I'll also wipe my chisel here and there just so that I can keep a good look on what that edge is looking like as I go. But right now, I'm just sort of reestablishing my bevel. So I'm going to work this quite a bit, relatively speaking. These things on the grinding wheels are a fast way to sharpen. Using the diamond plates is a great way to go. You can also use oil on the diamond plates, whereas the whetstones are basically water-based. As you can see, we do want that water involved so it'll wash away all that little metal particulate. Hi, how you doing? Thank you for coming through. Hope I didn't miss anybody's chat while I was looking down. That'll happen sometimes. If it does, you can repeat it and I won't be annoyed by it. I just don't always see them as they scroll by. I don't have a way to scroll back while I'm sharpening, unfortunately. You're getting there. I'm just working it down that blade until we get there. This is more swipes on the stone than I'd be willing to do by hand, just dragging it. I wouldn't be able to be this effective. I just wouldn't, for sure. Not this fast. For the $3 to $4 I spent for this honing guide, such a good tool. And there are definitely better versions than this one. It's got its limitations, but for the most part, it does its job really well. And this one, I think I did hand file down. You can see it's working its way further towards that tip. We want to get it all the way there though. This particular one I did do by hand, and I did change the bevel, and I can still sharpen it and get something effective out of it, but I'm going to take the time to do this so I can get a more consistent cut and sort of an easier cut. It'll be easier to sharpen after this. Hey Heath, how you doing, brother? Well, you know what? I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we found each other. Feel free to subscribe and make comments so I know who you are and I can come back and check you out. Because for sure, I'd love to support. But yeah, I really don't think about that too much. And somebody will point it out and I'll be like, oh yeah. So with this honing guide, we should be able to establish our bevel back perfectly. If you look, we're getting even closer and closer. This part right here is what we're working now. And we want to get it all the way to this edge. So it's coming down, it's going off. You're just gonna go, I don't want to go any more aggressive than this 400. I am willing to take the little bit of extra time it takes because I do want to have a good, smooth, flat edge, and this is how I know to do it. So, You don't want nothing. I knew you didn't. Beep, 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 beep. So now we're getting more burr off again. That's what all that little black is. All of that little is just more particulate pulling off of this face. Take a coffee shot every time I say particulate. You'll be running laps around your shop. But I'm not working. All I'm doing is moving back and forth like a robot. I'm not putting a bunch of heavy pressure. I don't need to dig in. I just need to keep the tip of that thing down. That's what this finger's doing. And keep it dead flat as possible. And that wheel, aka the honing guide, will let you pull right down on it. We're probably 3/4 of the way there. And there'll be a little trick. Once I get to the edge, I'll show you something a little bit different. Maybe something you know, it may be something you don't. Now, once we get towards the end, we really want to watch this particulate being engaged in our process. We really want to make sure it's out of there as we get closer towards our tip, because it can mar our tip and give us little tiny cuts and scratches. You can see we are inching closer. Closer and closer. Yeah, deeper and deeper. off now. Yep, these are definitely the Harbor Freight joints. Um, I've only owned Harbor Freight woodworking chisels. I have owned several other types of chisels, were more some masonry chisels and just some general purpose contractor grade orange handles and Stanleys. But these are very sharpenable, and once they are sharp, man, you can get good results. Might ought to slow down. I don't want to start skewing. I'm not too bad. We're probably 7/8 of the way up there now. So we're just working our way up to that edge. Cleaning this thing back up. Where did I get the roller guide? I got it off of Timu. I got it very early in my woodworking efforts, probably 9, 10 months ago. And I didn't know what it was for 2 or 3 months. I thought it was something completely different at first. And then I got it and I thought this was a micro version. I can't remember what I thought it was supposed to be or how I thought it was supposed to work. But I was like, oh, they gave me this little cheap, tiny. And then I saw someone else using one. And I was like, oh, that's what that's for. But it's called the Honing Guide. You can get it on really anywhere. You put that in your search engine. It's going to pull some up. This particular one came up to me. I don't use them anymore because of all the stuff they do to your phone. But I wouldn't have a problem with something you find somewhere else. It's a honing guide. This one's so cheap and it works so good. I feel like any of them would be a good investment. I paid like $4 for this. But for me, it's absolutely invaluable for the sharpening. And you can learn to sharpen without a guide. Many suggest that that's the best way. If you are new to woodworking and you want results, it's not the best way because you're gonna do a bad job for a long time until you're doing a good job. But everything in between is gonna be frustrating. This thing allows you to do a good job, not even knowing what you're doing. But it doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing for carving. But for sharpening, you just want a sharp tool. Period. You can get to that. You get to the work. After that, it's on you. You get the tool sharp. And the results are on the user. And I may have been doing this longer than many of you would want to do this. But remembering that I messed this chisel up already. Hand sharpening. And now I'm undoing what I did. So it does take longer to do that. See those two different lines there? That flat bottom one is the one I'm working now. All the way up to that top one because I had a curve in it. And I need to get that out. Take care of your tools take care of you. Even durable tools aren't meant to be abused and work better when they're not. Don't forget to strap the back when done. Absolutely. But see, we're going to work this all the way up to the 8,000 grit. And then we'll strap it, and then we'll put the diamond emulsion. I probably sharpened and worked chisels for 3 or 4 months before I did anything ever with a strap. Oh, look how how much better that's getting. How much more uniform that's getting. And you gotta, now again, when I get near this edge, I'm gonna switch up on you. Good morning, Miss Flossie. How you doing? Also, good morning, Hart. We're in here reestablishing our bevel on our chisel. And it is going wonderfully, if I do say so myself. Diligent effort. Pulled a good bit of material off of this thing to get it this flat. Now we shall continue our commitment to the very, very edge. Don't get sloppy, huh? All right. We're getting so very, very close. Gotta go for a bit and reset the chairs for the school play. Okay, have a good time. I appreciate you coming through. Gotta go for a bit. Flossie, Michelle, everyone else. Hey, Pilato, how you doing? Good to see you in here, buddy. That watch case came out really nice. You guys should go over there and see Pilato Creations. He made a watch case for his son. Like Pilato does all these really great things for his family, which is what I really, really like about the channel. And every time he builds something, it gets a little sharper, a little neater, a little nicer finishes. It's nice to see. All right, Wes just woke up. I know you did. You seem to do those late night streams more than almost anybody. Which is nice for my insomnia. It's also a little nice to wake up and have content to go look at. I'm like, oh, Pilato did something last night. Been down sick for a few weeks. I may have been on the mend. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Flossie. I hope you're doing better now. It's good to see you. Air quotes, I guess. See you. By gum, we are almost to that edge. That's where we want to be. And I am the type who likes to put a micro bevel on the edge of my chisels. And I'm almost at that distance from the edge that I will change the angle. We'll see how that goes in a few. The kitchen wall 90% done. Need to tile the backsplash up and paint, but then unable. Family is hurting without the microwave. Oh, for sure. Seems like I went to sleep relatively early last night, probably before midnight. Normally I can't sleep that long. My body must be catching up from lack of sleep in previous nights. Yeah, that's how it works. It has to catch up. That's what people, you know. Well, I've worked a heck of a lot in my life, and I have learned that even if you have a couple of 4 or 5 hour nights, your body is going to catch you up, and you're going to have one 12-hour sleep day. Otherwise, stuff breaks. You want stuff to break. No human body is made to do less than 7, 8 hours of sleep. Ugh, starting to sound rough. Get all that stuff off of there. That's our tip. That's our edge, pretty much. Pretty much. But we don't want pretty much. We want dead on. And we're real close to it. Push up. Yeah, catch it good as you get older, that's for sure, Flossie. Gotta be more mindful. I have to put less sugar and creamer in my coffee now. Because of my knee, of all things. That 400 will knock some material off for you. Boy. It is getting us there. I'll show you just a little bit of what I'm talking about. See, that wide flat area is what we worked to. And we're going to get all the way to that edge. If I get 5 hours, I'm good. Michelle, that will put you in probably the 0.05% of human beings who can consistently do that without physically harming themselves or emotionally harming themselves. Because your brain needs that. A good functioning brain. You know what I mean? It needs it. You're up for 19 hours at a time consistently. I'd be worried. I'd be worried. Now, I'm no medical doctor, but I am on YouTube, so, pretty much Flossie says, I wish I could live on 5 hours. I don't, because I'd find stuff to do. I would find stuff to do with them extra 3 hours, and I would have even more anxiety than I got now, because I'd be like, oh, I got 3 more hours of stuff to get done. No, thank you. I've learned to appreciate a good night's sleep. Oh, it's nothing better. Something better. But that leads to a good night's sleep too. Now, let me explain something to you. Got about 17 hours yesterday. Whoa. Marathon snoozing right there. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to loosen this. I'm going to bring it back. Just bring it back a smidge. Just a smidge. I need something to tighten this with. All right. That should give me a little bit more angle. And it should work out just the very, very edge. See how rough that sounds to start out? That means we're cutting new metal. Now, that's the edge we're sharpening now. That very, very slender tip. That's the edge we're sharpening now. And that's what's going to be doing our primary cutting. So now we're going to be very careful to be a robot. We're also going to be careful at this stage that we don't leave a lot of buildup of slurry right here. And we're also going to start pulling our burr off the back. Right? Because now we're on the tip of the blade, not the face of the chisel. So now I'm going to jump over to my 1000 grit whetstone. I'm going to flatten it real fast. Make sure I start off with something good. Done a lot of sharpening of curved knives on these over the last week. So we want to make sure we're not putting any bows in it. And you can see how there's still material left right here in the middle. See how that's not been touched yet? It means we have scooped out the bow. So we'll flatten that down. flatten everything else down around it. Wipe this little bit off my desk right fast. Now we're at the 1000 grit. Pilato doesn't drink coffee. Whew. I don't even know how to respond to that. Should I say I'm sorry? I feel like I should say I'm sorry. I feel sorry for your mother. That tip is only a slight little sliver. We don't need to drag it as much as we need it to drag the entire face of that bevel. But we will pull it, and then we'll knock that burr off the back, and then we'll clean the stone. We are going to be more particular about that as we go forward on the bevel. And just the tip of that, we're going to be more careful. Because now we're into the part of it that is fine sharpening. This is 3000 grit we're at now. Notice I slow down a little bit so that this blade doesn't rock, and that I can manage my edge. You'll also notice I'll allow a little more slurry on the 3000 and the 8000 stone, because that's going to help me a little bit. That particulate is going to be so fine, it'll sort of help me polish. We're going to do that 3000 one more time. Take a look at our edge real quick. Doing good. I'm putting a little more pressure to one side here because I noticed I was getting slightly uneven wear. I want to catch them up on this right side. It's getting there. Severin, how you doing? There was a movie years ago called Lucky Number 7 with a 7 in it. It was a good movie, I thought. I'm gonna hit this just a smidge more, and I'm gonna feel like I need to scoop just a hair. Hello, this is Wes.
Hello, this is a courtesy.
You're lying. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna flatten this out. This is the 8,000 grit right here as well. All the spam cards got a lot of them. I get so many. I've been in business with the same phone number for 30 years. And it's also my personal line, so go figure. And when it's 8,000, I'm gonna leave the slurry. It's not gonna bother me at all. In fact, it might even help. Tried a bunch of other mineral water and sparkling water options. Look for low sugar, caffeine, sparkling ice tasting. There's some flavors I prefer. It seems to have some good deals right now. Harbor Freight does have some great deals. Not sponsored, by the way. I do feel like the water flavor sometimes, like the strawberry watermelon. Says Flossie. I like coffee. I like water. I'm watching patterns in that slurry to sort of guide myself and look at how that tip is developing. Or that edge, I should say. That's a lot of slurry. Let's go ahead and strop this one. See what we get. I'm gonna grab another dry cloth real quick. Should probably keep this closer. I do feel like we worked up a good edge here. Let's go ahead and ooh, that wasn't good. Stop. That's an argument for why chisels maybe ought not be absolutely round. I am going to heat this up a little bit. I feel like I got some places on here. I got a little bit of an accumulation. I'm going to do that a little bit. Try to smooth those out. Right. Now just spread it across. Black raspberry, black cherry, kiwi. Y'all talking about some sparkling waters. I do not like sparkling water. Very shiny. Good morning, Fetty Spaghetti. Do I know why some sharpening compound has the kerosene in it? I have no idea. To be honest, I didn't even know it had kerosene in it. Interesting, though. That is news to me. But I am a relative novice. So it's not very surprising that I don't know. I got some in the mail and thought someone spilled gas on the package. Wow. I did not get any of that when I got these. These are the only ones I have. I've got two of them like that, but no, they didn't have an odor that I noticed at all. That's funny. The stuff that makes the dogs run away. Warm, things are gone, blah, 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 see how it did. Generally, I like to try to test it on wood. So, I've got some oak here. That'll be a test. Looks like I can get really fine curls. I don't know if you can see it though. I'll try to control it a little better. It's a very small piece. I wonder if I can get across the top of this thing. And grain on oak. Ooh. It's always going to be a little bit of a challenge. We can do it. The oak is tough to gauge it by, I guess. You can try the paper. These little blades are hard to... How do you even do it? Like it slices in and then it just doesn't go any further. Maybe that means it's not sharp. But it looks insanely sharp. Look at that. Let me try it on some basswood. See if I can get anything effective out of this thing. That will resharpen that whole thing. We did get a whole new edge. No, that's the easiest, finest work on that basswood. Let's see if I can stay right behind those curls. That'll tell me. Yeah, that's good. If you can do that, it's good. So, glad of it. Let's get that one over here done. Let's move on to this one. Let's not over sharpen if we don't have to. Let's see if this is incredibly sharp. I don't think I need to do anything to that. Look how fine that curl is. This is so sharp, it's making me want to resharpen that last one. Like that's sharp. There's nothing I need to do to that. Nothing I need to do to that one. Problem is, you forget which ones you used. Let's drop this one and just see. I have mostly Ryobi and Craftsman. I have mostly Ryobi DeWalt, but my table saw is a Hitachi. And it's incredible. Best one I ever had. I got some stuff on this. I don't know if that's a glue or an epoxy. But something's on it. Like Ryobi is good for a shop if you're not heavy duty using it for some things, but Ryobi does have some tools that really can withstand. Like my miter saws are great, both of them, and I've had them for 8, 10 years. In construction, working them fairly regularly, like daily. Glue is what that was. You can see through that. No one in the history of curls has needed a tighter curl than that. I want the new brad nail that they put on reviews, really good. Yeah, Rigid makes a good set of power tools. Rigid makes a good motor. I had a they also make the best entry level wet saw I've ever seen. Uh, I've had some really high end wet saws because I remodel bathrooms a lot, and I've had $2,000 wet saws that this $400 or $500 wet saw from Rigid absolutely rivals. And because it's smaller and easier to set up, I prefer it. as we work on these chisels, we're checking them to make sure we're not doing no unnecessary work. And that's all I'm doing with this strap here is if I pull it across this strap and I'm not holding an edge, I can't cut the finest sliver I want. Then we'll go to the stones, but not until. Because we can take off material unnecessarily. It's not like it's so much, it's going to be tragic. Often the best metal on a chisel, particularly an inexpensive one, is sometimes on the very tip, the very edge. So you want to maintain that if you can. Let's see if we can follow up that curl. A little thicker, but we wrote it pretty good along the way. It's pretty thin. So we are happy with that edge. We are going to put a little bit of the diamond emulsion on this, though. We don't want to miss sharp that we could be getting. I don't mean miss sharpen as in poorly sharpened, I mean miss out. Unfortunately, I don't have a tank for pneumatic tools. I should invest in that. Opens the world up, Floss. It definitely does. And you can get a fairly inexpensive one. Right now is a great time of the year to buy tools. It is probably the best time of year to buy. Things go on sale before Black Friday and they stay on sale after Black Friday at most of the big box stores. It's a lot easier to do on a big chisel. Got more surface area to slide. But that's good. It's a rough sound. You might need to put this one on the stones, as Sean Connery would say. Put it on the stones. I can't tell right here, but this edge looks like it might be compromised. You look real close. Wait for that edge to shimmer, and you'll see what I mean. Right there. It's a little tiny chip right there near my knuckle. Oh. Oh yeah, the Fortress Quiet Tank is pretty good. 100%. But you can get $100 pneumatic tank, and it'll do just fine for you, Flossie. If you're not doing, if you're not shooting nails like pow, 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 pow every 5 seconds non-stop, then you're gonna be good with that little tank. I carry a little tank with me. Um, but I also have a 4 foot tall, I don't know how many gallons tank that I use whenever I need to paint something, because I need that motor to kick on as little as often as possible so it doesn't interrupt my flow. Of course, there's also a regulator in between, but it's a lot less noisy too. And it doesn't burn the motor out the way those little ones will burn out if you're doing a lot of like auto painting. Let's give this thing a shake. Let's just see. It's not bad either. This time, let's look at what we leave behind. It's a super smooth surface. So I'm happy with that too. You can't see that, but man, that's smooth. That's all you need. That's all the chisels. Congratulations to me. I'm gonna take a quick break, touch up my cut. That cinch 5 gallon tank is on sale for $40. I would get that today if I were you. 100%. That's a good tank. That'll hold up great. And they've got a 90-day warranty at Harbor Freight anyway, but they're very lax on their policy. They'll, you know. But you can also, for another probably $4, get a 2-year warranty or something. That's what I'd do. And then if it wasn't any good, you take it back, return it, give your money back, and go upgrade. And then you add another $40 to that, and you got an even better tank. If that one wasn't enough, but it should be. This thing is a mess. I'm gonna take a quick break, like I said, and I'm gonna grab something real quick to eat because this coffee is gonna get me jittery if I don't get some food in the tum as well. But I will be back. I won't be gone too long. And I don't know what I'm gonna be building though once I get all this stuff sharpened. But I'm gonna get all this stuff sharpened today, so I still probably got a good hour doing stuff anyways. Flawless, you can say I got some great ear protection. That's good. Now, I will say this, they've got a quiet one at Harbor Freight. And the Harbor Freight ordinary one is quieter than my Porter cable for sure. And what you can also do, I've got a long hose. I've got 50-foot hose. So I can literally put mine in the other room and you can hear it, but you can barely hear it. But the noise isn't disturbing my ears. I don't have that issue at all. Anyways, I'll be back. I'll see y'all a little bit later. Thanks for hanging out for the time that y'all did. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all the stuff that you're supposed to be doing if you want to keep seeing it. But if you don't, cool. I will see y'all a little bit later on. Thank you, Flossie, for hanging out with us. Thank you, Pilato. I'm glad you're feeling better, Flossie. Um, Pilato, good to see you again, as always. And Pat, thank you again. You've been here all morning. I appreciate that. I will be back. It's been 2 hours, but I'm here all day today. This weather's not going to let me do what I was going to do with my business, so I'm going to do my business. Huh. So I'll see y'all. We'll come up with something clever to do, or something fun to do today. Maybe we'll make some more mallets. Maybe we'll do some more giveaways. Who knows? But we'll do something. I'm going to go. Peace.